Andrew Ward from the College of Business. How about you? Best learning experience, best visit?
Well, I think we've seen a great variety of different companies, from the private sector, public sector, and from smaller companies, entrepreneurial companies, even though Douglas Foo's Sake Sushi is pretty big now, to multinational corporations like Lenovo, Air Products, and government enterprises, quasi-government enterprises like PSA and Savannah. I think my favorite was Douglas Foo at Sake Sushi. Not that I'm a sushi fan by any means, but it was a very interesting growth story and very interesting. He was a very engaging personality. But I think my best learning experience was Savannah Corporation, just because I think it gave us the best insights into Singaporean society, how that works, how the government really has a big influence on all aspects of life here, and how they have managed to really transform this society from one that was basically slums and very poor to a world-class city within 40 years, and bring the affluence that's already in Singapore. I think the big potential danger is the fact that where all this money is coming from is in terms of people are required to put aside 30% of their salaries into retirement plans, and all of that flows through to TAMSEC, and that's where a lot of this money is being spent on the different infrastructure projects, which, if a lot of the trade moves elsewhere, like to China, could implode, and people could be in trouble later on because they've got an aging population. So there's also, we heard about a very big emphasis on the birth rate, the declining birth rate in Singapore, what they're trying to do about it, and how they're kind of compensating it for it with overseas residents and permanent residents.
Sure.
Now your turn.
All right.
And I guess I'm not going to comment as much about the best learning experience, since I structured the program so that we'd all have gain some insights at different parts of the Management 301 for the different parts of the Management 301 course. However, my best learning experience has been listening to the questions from the students on the trip here, because I feel like we've done a good job of putting together a team of students here to represent Lehigh. We've got supply chain management, finance, chemie, CSB, marketing. Did I cover all of you? Information systems, thank you. IS. It wasn't planned that way, but it certainly facilitated a lot of discussion at every visit along the way. I think I also want to comment on the student participation, because I feel like the students you've all been very engaged, and therefore it's made for a good learning process at every point along the way. I think you have pointed out to me some of the differences between the companies. You've repeated that there was a contrast between Douglas Foo from Sake Sushi and Jerry Smith from the Lenovo Corporation. You see the difference in an entrepreneur versus a member of a top management team. And for me, as a governance researcher, the fact that you highlighted that for me, it made sense, and I think it brought a lot to the plate when we were talking about differences between companies. So overall, I hope we've been able to cover quite a few of the course concepts with each of the site visits. And it's been remarkable to see you guys get up every morning. Now I'm speaking to you.
Get up every morning.
But yeah, the fact I'm speaking to the camera about, as if I'm talking to these students because they're sitting here, but they've been marvelous at going on a phenomenal pace in the morning, and then they relax a little bit and off they go again, either out to explore different aspects of Singapore and then the nightlife in Singapore as well. So glitz and glam, that's what we got in Singapore, glitz and glam, and it's good to experience that as well. So, good. Any final thoughts from anything to anybody?
Carl, do it.
I love Singapore!
Okay, woo! Everybody, let's go. Here we go, Singapore. You've all had a Singapore sling?
Yeah.
Okay, and Jason, tell me one more time. Are you happy, Jason?
I am happy to be here.